Hello? Are y'all surprised to see me? We got to get that. Oh, I don't know if that light's better. Oh, maybe a little better. No. You see that? Let me see. Wow. If I look over here. Oh, that's good. Look. I'm using a straw. Some Food Line. I think it's a disposable straw. In my coconut cup. I'm having rum punch. Because, why am I having rum punch? Oh, because Amanda's watching. I'm trying to get her to drink rum punch. I hadn't done a video in a while because, why haven't I done a video in a while? Oh, well, we just had a lot of stuff going on and I just hadn't gotten to it. I really wanted to do one this morning and then, what happened? Oh, it was just a total cluster. You know what, around here? Hey, Bonnie. Amos had a cold, so I had to pick him up from camp early. Oh, God, now I'm going to get messages. I got to try to make sure nobody calls me. Ooh. And it's Blair's birthday on, I told her it was Tuesday, but actually it's on Monday. But I'm not going to tell her that it's on Monday because then now I can get credit for being like, surprise. So anyway, it's on Monday. And so we were out looking for birthday presents. And there are a whole lot. Look, there's Mary Scott. Speaking of Mary Scott, today we took some children to camp, Trinity, which I didn't sign Blair up in time, so she didn't get to go. Doesn't matter if you're an Episcopalian, even though it was Presbyterian about 5 minutes ago. Or you live in Eastern North Carolina, or you write nice things about Trinity. Nope, you ain't getting in, no special treatment. It's like heaven. Doesn't matter what you do. You just said it was 82 degrees in Cody and you're hot. Oh my gosh, shut up. It's like 99,000 here. So anyway. So Russell went to Trinity. He didn't think he wanted to go. But then he got there and walked in his cabin. They were like, hi, Russell. So of course he was thrilled. We get there and, oh, your nephew's there. It was a monsoon. I mean, downright like funny monsoon. That's why I kind of look like this. And of course I, didn't change or do anything because who has time for that? But it was funny. The worse I look, the more people recognize me. I don't know if that's good or not. Hi, Linda. But anyway, yesterday when I was at Duke, my mother told me to dress for success. I don't know what that means, but anyway. It's like totally anonymous, which was good. So yes, tonight I put up this post that my mom has non-invasive breast cancer. I'm sharing that with her permission. My dad said one time, people don't tell you stuff because they're afraid you're going to put it on your blog. This is a public service announcement. This is my blog. So if you have some story, you write your own blog and tell about it. People don't read my blog to listen to your mess. I don't mean that like a mean way. I just mean it like I'm not going to write some story unless it's a really good story. And then I say, hey, can I share that story? And normally it's the kind of story that people want shared. Mary Scott won. I don't know what that means. So anyway, we went to Duke and that was good. And, funny, I know that people are like, oh, she tells all her business, which is true. But I'm going to tell you something. I want you to really listen. And I know there are a bunch of y'all out there watching this that pretend you don't, but we know you are. If you tell what's on your heart and you put it out there, it can't strangle you. It's really true. So when I wrote that tonight, I have really been struggling with my thoughts and fear, really. And I had asked Mom, if it was okay, and she said it was, and then I shared it. Well, immediately when I shared it, I felt such a weight come off my chest. And so I guess I encourage people, and I know everybody doesn't have to do everything the same, but I'm just telling you, it is a real benefit So if you might be saying, well, it's okay for her, but I'm private, I don't know what the benefits are of being private, but I hadn't found any. So anyway, I'm just telling you that. Yes, Duke is great. But now part of the trouble is, you have cancer is never a new word for any of us. We all have a story. We know somebody. There's a long, tricky path. I can't believe you need a fleece vest. Well, I don't have a bra on. And I have my favorite shirt from college that my cousin Megan had stolen and gave back like 10 years later. And it says, there's nothing so much as worth doing as simply messing about in boats. It's from Wind in the Willows. Oh, I love this shirt. But anyway, what was I saying? Crap, y'all get me so distracted. Duke, cancer and links. So, my brother was sick and was at Duke 29 years ago. And so, of course, the situations are totally different. But your mind can play tricks on you, And so when we were walking around Duke yesterday, all I could think about was Adam. I mean, I knew that's all we were thinking about. And we weren't really talking about him being sick. We were just sort of, like my dad was like, now where were we? Where was the main hospital where we were? We were having these kind of discussions. But, my brother was there 29 years ago. They said, you don't have cancer. It's fine. Go home. You're going to live a long and healthy life. Don't smoke. Well, they were wrong. He did have cancer. And still, funny enough, this doctor named Dr. George Ade. Dr. George Ade. It's the weirdest name. But anyway, he's supposed to be very good and nice. And even Dr. George Ade had said, well, what kind of cancer did he have? And my dad said, well, he had this thing, fibroblastic histiocytoma, something lung primary. And Dr. George Ade said, well, no, it wasn't lung primary. I'm getting off on a tangent. But it was lung primary, and that's the problem. That's why Duke 30 years ago didn't think it was cancer, because only when Adam got it, only he was the 6th person in the world to have been known to have it. So anyway, that's neither here nor there. But all those thoughts, I'm just like telling you what's going on in my head when you get a new diagnosis. So if you have cancer, this is the best time to get. So we are thankful for that, and we have Perspective, our next door neighbor here at the beach, is a young mom with very aggressive cancer, and she would probably eat a deer on the side of the road to have this kind of cancer instead of the kind she's been battling and doing really well. So we're appreciative of that. So anyway, all those things are good. And they were like, well, we can't do, I'm just telling you all this because I know you'll get a kick out of it. Made my mother so excited. They were like, we can't do surgery until, the end of August. The end of August. And so I had to pull out my card. I've learned this from my in-laws. They're real smart like this. I said, that's a long time. I said, we have all these neighbors at the beach, Dr. Urbanik and Dr. Nunley. They're like, Dr. Urbanik's like the best hand surgeon in the world, and Dr. Nunley's, I think he's pretty good too. And there are neighbors at the beach. Ooh, they're going to wonder why we're waiting so long. And I said, I'm working on that book with Dr. Fulkerson. So I get to see him right much. And he said, Bill Fulkerson? And I said, well, are there any other Fulkersons? He's like head of Duke Hospital. Well, I promise you, in 3 minutes they came back. They're like, well, we could do surgery on Monday. Sneaky devils. If there's ever a time to try to pull out some who you know cards, it's them. Don't try to do it getting into Camp Trinity, because it ain't going to work. But it'll work to get surgery at Duke. So anyway. Who's going to come into my slurping? You'd like to know how to make rum punch? I'm going to tell you. You buy pineapple coconut juice in the regular juice section. It's like a glass bottle. I bought 2 of them. One broke when my children tried to get out of the car. So we had one left. And then you use Pusser's rum, yum, cream de coconut, which is in kind of the section near the beer at Food Line where the mixers and stuff are, and it's in a white bottle. It looks like a lotion. And then nutmeg. You sprinkle nutmeg on the top. And then sometimes I put some orange juice in it. It's kind of thick tonight. I don't know why. I think that juice is a little bit thick. I should have put some canned, like, or regular pineapple juice in it. Crunch Mania breakfast cookies. I don't even know what that is. Caitlin, you're the perfect person. You're here watching. So, so I wrote this post yesterday about these damn straws. Now, I realize that there are people that want to save the planet. And painkillers. Is it a painkiller? I think that's what I'm having. I'm appreciative of those people that want to save the planet. We all have to save something. Now, I'll tell you what, though. This straw business, just move on from cancer to straws, it will flat piss you off. So Caitlin put the post up that I shared. She shared it and was like, so if any of y'all didn't read it, straws, were plastic, and all these cities are banning them. American Airlines is banning them. McDonald's in Ireland is banning them. Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines won't have them after 2020. The list goes. Oh, Starbucks isn't going to have straws. All these places are being environmentally friendly, which is great. Be environmentally friendly. Though I'd like to see you do it at the beach, because tonight we went to Crab Shack, and they ain't asking you if you want a straw. They're bringing you straws in your drink with the paper cut off. Then they give you a handful of extra. I'd love to see those people from Greenpeace go to Crab Shack. But anyway, aside from that, so I share this story and say, straws have really been important in my family. And before Amos, I didn't know people needed straws. I remember my brother being sick and drinking from one. But with Amos, he could not, just like my friend Caitlin's daughter, he couldn't suck from a straw. He couldn't get his mouth around a straw. We would try so many different kinds. And it's a big deal. So now that there's this kind of whole group that is anti-straw, I just don't need to go out in public and be forced to beg for a straw at a restaurant and have a bunch of people in California giving me the evil eye. That's just mean. What if we looked at all the wheelchairs in landfills and we were like, well, forget it. No more wheelchairs for you. Straws are really a medical device. So anyway, I'm going to just read you a few of my favorite comments because I like to make people mad. So here's something that somebody said. This person said they didn't agree with me. So one of my friends, Caitlin on here, she called the people that save the straws organic green queens. I'd just like to say I really like that. Reusable straws. Yes, so Amos needs a plastic straw that he can bite. People are real into wanting me to use a stainless steel straw. One, you haven't ever been around Amos. He would take your eye out and then his own eye out, and then he would bite his teeth and be like the only 5-year-old with dentures. And you got to think, a lot of people don't have dishwashers, so they can't sterilize a straw. Paper straws turn into mush. He bites, he can't even use a styrofoam cup. Oh, Lord, I know people don't like those, but he'll eat it. So anyway, this person said to me, don't know how much storage you have, but you could always rent a storage unit and fill it with all the things your son needs that may be going away. Now that pisses me off. Go put a bunch of people's brains in there that have had lobotomies. Now, here's another one. I know that people are watching this and they're going to be mad at me. But you know what? If I read your comment and you're mad at me, do not tell me. Just unfollow me. I can't take it. My patience is short. This person says, I'm sympathetic to those of you with the absolute necessity to use straws. Well, that's nice. There is a compromise that can be found. All I ask is that you watch this video. You know what video it is? The name of the video is Turtle with Plastic Straw in His Nose. So sad. I am not going to watch a video of a poor turtle. The same reason I'm not going to watch those commercials with those dogs in cages that have flies all over them. It's just too depressing. I'm not going to do it. I can't give my energy that much. Anyway, I just can't. I think that is so dramatic. We don't need a law to tell us that we can't use a straw. Maybe what we could say to people is, you know what? Don't take a straw if you don't need one. Maybe you could say to restaurants, hey, let's not give out straws unless people ask. I mean, do we really need a law? And the basis of the law, this is the best part, and I bet most of y'all don't know this, but this is really good. So the law is from the statistic, and the statistic says we throw away 500 million straws every day. That's a lot of straws. And you think, wow, that's interesting. Do you know where that statistic came from? Do you know? I bet you don't. That statistic came from a research study. And the research study was done by, not Doogie Howser, no, a boy who was 9 years old. 9 years old. Let me find it here. He did a qualitative research study, which means, let me find it here. Oh, yeah, okay, so he called 3 straw manufacturers and asked them, when I was 9, I contacted 3 U.S. straw manufacturers to ask them how big the straw market was in the U.S. There were no published figures that I could find, so that was who I went to. That's the statistic that is telling us about straws. Oh, God. Anyway, that makes me mad. Now, this person, I love this. I'll save that. I'm not going to read that to y'all yet. I'm going to go back up here. Y'all are sick of straws. You might as well go on to bed, because I'm going to talk about them for a little while, because I just have to get this out of my system. Now, this person says, these are some people that tell you why they need straws. I'm going to tell you. My oldest son has a swallowing disorder. He aspirates on all liquids without a straw. He doesn't always use them, stubborn 20-year-old man-child, and that can lead to pneumonia. So when people say, well, you should just take straws with you, please, for the love of all that is good on the planet, don't make me take anything with me. I have to take pull-ups and wipes and all sorts of crap. I just want a straw. And I tell you what, American Airlines, if Amos gets on a plane and doesn't have a straw, I mean, do you know how much he's going to spill? I mean, it's bad. And what about the lids? No one's worried about all these lids. I guess if you don't have a straw, you don't get a lid. But now they're doing all these, like, sippy cup tops for adults, like they do with coffee, since there are no straws. Well, you can't tell me that that's not worse. You know, people are saying, why aren't you using your straw? Because I like to eat the nutmeg, and I can't if I have that damn straw in there. Here's another mother. My son has hypotonia and cannot use the reusable plastic ones unless they are the small size, like the bendable plastic ones. He can't get the drink into the straw. He will not use a metal one. It's a sensory thing. The paper begins to flake off and peel, and he can't stand that either. Thank you. My son, who is 19, had a tracheal esophageal fistula repair. He didn't eat until he was 5. Lennox Baker Children's at Duke taught him to suck using a straw. So, you see, the world is bigger than us. I mean, Amos can drink from a cup. It's just a straw is much better for him and better for his oral motor. I don't have these big problems like a lot of people do. So then this person says, change is hard, but it is an opportunity for a good outcome. Our family has changed types of light bulbs, use only organic cleaning products, buy reusable grocery bags, and last year, after staying at an eco-friendly resort for vacation, clearly that's not the Holiday Inn, we gave up plastic straws. If everyone did one thing every year to help the planet, imagine where we would be in a decade. Just because restaurants have provided straws, no, I like what that said, doesn't mean they have to do so. I would never expect a restaurant to provide a certain type of bottle or a sippy cup just because that's what my child needs to drink. If you need a straw, it sounds like a good idea to keep a stash with you. It's not always about convenience. Sometimes It's about something even bigger than you. Did that person really just say that to me? I swallowed a chicken bone like 3 weeks ago, and I think it's trying to get out. That pisses me off. Anyway, okay, now. That makes me mad. Okay, now here's one. We use reusable stainless steel ones in varying sizes and widths. They come with a straw cleaner and go right in the dishwasher for sterilization. A stainless steel straw? I mean, that is a weapon. A weapon for Amos. A weapon. Y'all getting sick of straws. Okay, I'll get it wrapped up here. Now, Kate Melges, the plastics campaigner and environmental group Greenpeace USA. She says she believes straws are just simply a simple problem to overcome, though she finds more food wrappers and plastic bottles than straws. The disability rights group said other types of straws simply do not offer the combination of strength, flexibility, and safety that plastic straws do. Did y'all hear that? Don't go telling me what kind of straw to use or that the restaurant doesn't owe me a straw. Does the world owe us anything? I mean, the restaurant doesn't owe you a freaking table. I mean, come on. This is not like, I want a bed. Anyway, just a straw. Now, a huge part of this is educating businesses and educating the public. It's about being conscious and doing what's right. I agree with that. Can't we? Yes, they make recyclable ones and they cost about a penny extra. Their online campaigns like Stop Sucking, The Last Plastic Straw. Some cities, Malibu, Seattle, Miami, have banned them. And Britain has said they will ban the sale of plastic straws before the end of the year. I wonder where all the speech therapists are. Plastic straws in Miami are banned on the beach. So if you're on the beach and you have a disability, you ain't allowed to use a plastic straw. Now, there's something called the American with Disabilities Act. I mean, that's insane. What if someone can't drink anything? They're going to just dehydrate out there and perish? That's like Miami. Myrtle Beach doesn't let people, the Myrtle Beach city ordinance, you can't go in the water above your chest. Hello? What if you're a dwarf and you have like a 12-year-old boy and you want to swim with him? The lifeguard going to blow his whistle at you just like he did at me. Get back, you're above your, bosom. And you're like 2 feet tall. Anyway, I spoke to the police chief at length and he agreed with me. He did. This person, I love this statement. This is like a mic drop. Straws have become the new poster child for environmentalists. Did y'all hear that? Straws have become the new poster child for environmentalists. Yep. It's really cool, man, to hate straws because, we love the earth. Meanwhile, we're vaping and burning the atmosphere up. Anyway, that's what my husband talks like when he makes fun of hippies. Now, let's see. Yes, if you have a straw in Miami Beach, you get a $250 fine. Just let you know that. More than 20 restaurants, now I love this, near Wrightsville Beach, North Carolina, signed up last year to be certified by a coalition of groups as establishments that won't serve straws unless they're requested. Ding, 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 ding. I think that's fantastic. You don't like me chewing that ice? Too bad. Um, I know I'm not Megyn Kelly, clearly, but at least my stuff is relevant. Today, she was talking this morning. My TV doesn't work. Look, we had a big storm. That's why I'm doing this, because I'm usually watching, crime TV. But anyway, Megyn Kelly was like, I've got this story. And I was all tuned in, watching it about these, when they had all these identical twins and triplets and they gave them up at birth and then separated them at birth and didn't tell them. That story was like done a year ago in 60 Minutes. And she's telling it this morning like it happened like last night. No, that is annoying. Don't pretend something's news when it's not. Why do I want to be Megyn Kelly? I don't really want to be her, but I would love a morning show. I mean, nobody's willing to take a chance. If they'd let me in there, Matt Lauer would have been gone a long time ago. Not because he would have tried to get me, but I would have tattled on him. I need some water. Okay, now, I've got this other thing. Let me finish. This person said this. Seems like we are living in an extreme world right now. I'm all about reducing the use of anything that may be harmful. But why must we ban something that most can live without, but a small percentage desperately need? I like that statement. Let's see here. Starbucks, we've talked about them. I was going to write about this, then I got sick of it, so I didn't. Just rather talk to you all about it. That 9-year-old boy research paper. Oh, here's another thing for people that are wondering. A soggy paper straw, you have to be on a morning show, you have to get up in the morning, right? Smarty pants. Increases the risk of choking. Most paper and silicone alternatives are not flexible, and this is an important feature for people with mobility-related impairments. Metal, glass, and bamboo present obvious dangers for people who have difficulty controlling their bite, as well as those with neurological conditions such as Parkinson's. Some disabled people use straws when drinking coffee or eating soup, yet most of the alternatives, including the leading biodegradable straw, are not suitable for drinks over 40 degrees Celsius. In addition, reusable straws in public places are not always hygienic or easy to clean. So this person said this. I love this. I had personally quit using straws before this became a thing because I had the same epiphany about the sheer number of stupid things I personally was going through. But that prerogative was mine alone and did not and does not convey any moral authority to demand others conform to my value judgments, least of all those like your baby, my baby Amos, who have a real-world need. If making his life and yours a little easier means a few more straws in the landfill, I think that's a pretty damn good trade. Thank you, John Boulware. That's like the nicest thing anybody's ever said to me. Anyway, so I would like to point out, though, to all the straw haters, what are y'all going to do about the straws that are attached to the blow pops? I hadn't heard blow pop getting attacked. Anyway, just saying that. Maybe this is why I'm a conservative. I just can't get on the bandwagon for this crap. Ow! Oh. Look, I just got punctured by a straw. A real hard one. So, there you go. There you go. That's all I got to say about that. Anything else? Tomorrow's Friday. My parents are staying home and resting. I guess that means we're not restful. I did offer to go to Eatonton, though. And juice boxes. Oh, gosh. I forgot that the juice boxes come with a straw. If I were going to get rid of anything, well, what do I know? I would get rid of those plastic bags at the grocery store. Somebody said they were like those things that hold the canned drinks together. No, they're not. Like, no one uses those things. Anyway, if you don't need a straw, don't take one. And maybe even if you go to Crab Shack, say, hey, you know what? I don't need a straw, just like I don't need a lemon. It's fine. Let's see. Amos is loving camp in Newport. It has been such a gift. I'd just like to put that out there. It has made our summer so nice. I just can't even say it. It'll be particularly nice next week that he'll be busy and happy because Blair wants to go to the water slide in Emerald Isle. Amos no like water slides. He likes wave pools, but there's not a wave pool at Emerald Isle. It's like the old school slide, you know, where you go down and burn your bottom up. Though I think the new owners kind of fixed it up a little bit. And so we got a lot of stuff we got to do for her. I think we're going to get her a bike for her birthday. But I mean, she's like, when are you going birthday shopping? What am I going to do? I guess I'll stay home while you and Thomas go. But now Amos has to stay home tomorrow because he had a cold. And I think that he was wearing people down at camp with all that nose running stuff. Though he acts perfectly fine. Oh, and we have some friends. The Haweses are coming next week. We're excited about that. Staying down the beach. And that's all. Boy, I was going through some old posts last night of like back to school stuff. Blech. Has anybody heard we don't have a middle school principal? I hadn't heard pee turkey poo about who they're going to get either. Guess I could call the superintendent. I'm sure he's dying for me to do that. Wish we had somebody. Anyway, that'd be good. Oh, my son Thomas finished surf camp at Marsh's. Boy, that was fun. He says he learned a lot too. Mainly things like what he wants is to get a surfboard. I mean, he's got one, but you know, there's always a better one out there. That's when your birthday in December isn't so fun. Not that fun to get a surfboard in December. You can just look at it for 6 months. But anyway, Russell wants some of those things you put on your shoes to make you go fast. And Blair wants a hoverboard. But I told her she can borrow friends. All right. I've talked long enough. Tomorrow I have my Facebook meeting, online meeting about this new contributor platform that I'm going to be a part of. And I'm real curious to see what y'all think. I really am welcoming opinions, though I'm probably going to do it anyway just to see what happens. So it's when, if you're like, if you get a badge and you like to read my stuff, you will get an opportunity to pay some amount. And it could be $1 a month for all I know. And then you would get access to extra information, and all that kind of stuff has to be worked out. But I think I'm going to try it because, one, it'd be a good way to make a little money. And truthfully, I would love to hire someone to help me this fall now that I've lost my great Bailey's going to college, to have somebody really regular when I'm traveling and to go to the grocery store and to do all that stuff that I really don't want to do. I either want to be blogging and writing or hanging out with my children and maybe learning to cook. So anyway, I wouldn't mind trying to make a little money to help fund some things that would help me do what I want to do, which is more of this and writing. So anyway, that's tomorrow. So we'll see how that works out. Be real curious. If I don't like it, we won't do it. Have you an opinion on HPV for your vaccine for your kids? Oh my gosh. If I do, I'm certainly not going to say it right here and right now. I don't have the energy to get into that thing of worms. I was talking about it, though, on the beach with a friend the other day. I think my son has to get a bunch of shots. I think that's optional, but no, I'm not talking about that. It makes me too tired. I'll talk about, what can I talk about? It's not. I'll talk about camp today when I was leaving camp. This old friend of mine, who I adore, When I was leaving, I'm not kidding you, these two moms were carrying an armful of care packages to leave for their children. I was carrying a wet towel. And meanwhile, like, Amos was in the car with Blair and Thomas in a lightning storm. 7th grade shots. We'll have to take him to the doctor. Care packages. I guess I used to do stuff like that. I really did. And I mean, I would. But Russell, I was like, you're not going to go a week. I don't need to write a letter. It's a week. I mean, I think it's nice that people do. But it's kind of like picking your kid up at camp, and like if you pick up at 10, don't get there at 10. Teach them that the world doesn't revolve around them. I go at 11, even if I can get there at 10. It's just good for them to realize that they are not the most important person. Now, people in my house might feel like they're never important, but that's not true. I just think, I don't know. It's like we're kissing ass to our kids all the time. It's like, what do they want to be doing? Where do they want to be? They don't want to go here. Nobody ever asked me what the hell I wanted to do. I wanted to go to Appalachian. You want to go to Appalachian? Go ahead. If you want to have a car, go to Meredith. I went to Meredith. Anyway, that's not about care packages, but just in general, that children shouldn't rule the roost or be the leader of the free world. Amos clearly right now is the leader of our house. His new thing is when he drinks a drink and he's done with it, he just dumps it out on the floor. So I've been making him clean up, which is really fun for everybody involved. So anyway, maybe I'm just justifying ignoring children, but I mean, anyway, I do ignore them. Like my friend Casey, who I think is brilliant, said, one of her kids said, like, I'm bored. She was like, you know what? You haven't been bored until you've stared at carpet all day. Do you remember that? I mean, I remember being so bored out of my mind staring at carpet. I mean, I really do remember that. And that has been the best thing for me to think about with my kids of like, you are not bored. You don't even know bored, or you don't know work or whatever. Like, I mean, I'm making people do stuff and I'm yelling at them and like, you know, they're not going to remember being mollycoddled. Is that the right word? Mollycoddled, something. Anyway, now granted, sometimes I forget to pick people up, and that's probably not great, but still. Okay, carry on. I'm going to get some more pineapple juice. I'll keep you posted on tomorrow. My husband's coming tomorrow, and I can't make these videos because they drive him bananas.